Are you looking at getting a pre-approval for a commercial property loan? Well, in some cases, it's not as straightforward as getting a pre-approval for a home loan. With residential home loans, it's generally a pretty simple process when completing pre-approvals, just really looking at your income, your expenses, current liabilities. The asset itself in terms of residential property doesn't change as much. But when you're looking at commercial property, there's so many different factors that you need to look at. Hence the reason why pre-approvals aren't that common within commercial loans. Now, for example, the asset class itself or the type of asset that we're using could differ in terms of lender's comfort. For example, is it a retail shop front? Is it a warehouse? Is it a specialised asset like a childcare centre? That could really vary and basically change the type of loan or the amount of deposit that's required. The other thing to take in consideration is the tenancy profile. How long has your lease got to go? The quality of the tenant. Well, with residential lending, a lot of the times it's just, even if the property is vacant, the bank will still extend income against that property. Where with commercial, a lot of the times if it is vacant, they won't extend against any income against the property. Probably the best thing to do is really educate yourself on the property market and locate a property that's very similar to what you want to buy. So the reality is you can go to your lender or your broker with that property and all your information and say, look, this is something that I'm looking at buying. If I bought this property, what would the deal look like? Would it work? Would I be able to get an approved for this? At least you've got something to work with. So in the event you find another property where the income's lower or the tenancy profile is sort of shorter in terms of the lease term shorter, you know that you definitely need to engage your bank or a broker again to crunch those numbers. So I think it's worthwhile definitely running a few scenarios past your bank or a broker to get a bit of a gauge on where your approval will lie. That's why it is critical to sort of engage them early.